It's not a Falcon. It sucks. Just kidding. Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Helios Phaeton. Yes, I know it's technically called Phaeton Helios, but does that make any sense? No. It's not a Falcon, but I am not too disappointed because this thing is insane. I do have my gripes with it, but we will get to that a little later. So what does it do? Well, the description reads, Superior Phaeton with increased armor and agility. The Helios Phaeton is armed with homing pulse missiles and rapid-fire pods and a chin-mounted cleansing beam. Sounds kind of goofy. So we're going to start off with the weapons. This thing is probably one of the most deadly vehicles in the game in terms of sheer firepower. The rocket salvo is increased from 4 on the default Phaeton to a whopping 16 on the Helios Phaeton. Each one seems to do reduced damage to compensate for like the crazy amount, but it does still do massive damage if all 16 hits their target. The cleansing beam is essentially a twin joules of Maetherian binary rifle that you can fire as much as you want. It does overheat, but the cooldown is very short, so you can keep it up. This is where the Helios Phaeton really shines. The rocket salvo mixed with the cleansing beam makes this a very well-rounded vehicle. The cleansing beam is ridiculously powerful against infantry, and if you're in range, it will just automatically lock onto targets and just completely rip through them. I got a super easy Kiltrosity just catching people as they exited their base. The weapons also make the Phaeton really effective against ground vehicles. Using the rockets and the beam back-to-back is very effective. Unfortunately, it's a bit harder to deal with air engagements. If you come face-to-face with a skilled Ultra Banshee pilot, it will definitely be a challenge to come out on top. Unless you're far away from your target where your rockets can effectively lock on and track, I definitely recommend using the cleansing beam instead and making sure to time your thrust to evade Banshee bombs and Phaeton rockets. When you're too close, you will find yourself missing a lot of your rockets because they don't track very effectively. They just gently arc towards your target, and you'll be wasting a lot of time versus constantly using the beam and landing high DPS. So let's look at some of the drawbacks I found. Despite saying it grants extra armor, the Helios Phaeton will go down just as fast as a regular one. I seriously did not notice any difference in terms of how much damage you could take with this. In this clip, you can see I actually one-hit this guy's Helios Phaeton with my twin joules. Granted, I was using 2 damage boosts, but it really shows that if you land a shot on its massive critical spot, it will do a ton of damage. If someone hits you with a Spartan laser in your critical spot, you will go down, or if a few people start like team-shotting you, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. I really would have liked to see this thing have more armor, especially considering how rare it is. Or instead, what I would prefer and think would be very cool is if instead of greatly increased armor, you were granted 2 Phaeton boosts before a cooldown to compensate. This will keep it balanced and give infantry a fair chance at taking you down, but if you paid attention, you could evade the damage. This would also give it more of a chance at taking down Ultra Banshees, which are currently, in my opinion, the best counter vehicle for this. Being able to dodge the constant Banshee bombs or flee to a safe distance would be awesome. So that is pretty much it. All in all, if you can manage to consistently evade the small amount of damage it takes to kill you, dude, you can get an insane amount of kills with this thing. I think it's a fairly well-balanced vehicle and it is for sure a blast to use. I'm going to let the rest of the gameplay roll. Really quick before I go, we are creeping up on 20,000 subscribers, which is insane. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do for the milestone, so I'm going to ask you guys to leave your suggestions in the comments below. That would be awesome. I don't think I'm going to be doing a face reveal just yet, but I feel like a Q&A or something like that would be a lot of fun. So leave your suggestions below, and I will definitely check them out. So thank you everybody so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.